What is up, my dudes? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over concealed carrying. With the strain that COVID has had on small businesses that are mostly the businesses that are making our holsters, there's been lots of delays. It's taken a long time, so you're having to find ways to carry comfortably without a holster. And without a holster, that can make things more difficult, but at that same degree, if you want to start carrying without a holster and just get used to carrying, there's a lot of different options out there for you. So let's just get right into it. There's a few factors that come into play when you are concealed carrying. One being clothing, two being body type, and three being the type of gun that you are concealing. Obviously, if you're rolling around with some massive gun and you're wearing a t-shirt like this, it's not going to be your best option. The best option is if you're wearing a jacket, or if you're wearing like a button-up shirt that's loose fitting. That's gonna be the easiest way to conceal. For all intents and purposes, we're gonna be going over the t-shirt, because if you just want to wear a t-shirt, this is where you're gonna show most often. So we're gonna start in the front and then we're gonna move all the way back. Now this is the appendix carry position where I have my firearm. As you can see, with the t-shirt, it's not a super tight fitting t-shirt, and occasionally you can see the basic shape of the gun, but you're not really going to notice unless you're paying close attention. Now for me, I like carrying in that 11-30 position, so on my left side, just because without a holster, the handle or the grip of your gun, it sticks out more if it's on the right side. So here's the left, and here's the right. And just for gits and jiggles, here's right there in the middle. I don't like the middle because, you know, there's stuff going on down there and it's uncomfortable. So I like this 11:30 position right here, or I guess 11:45 if you want to get really technical. Biggest issue when it comes to concealed carrying is deploying your weapon, and the biggest issue is that garment, getting that garment out of the way and deploying. So no matter which position you choose, make sure that you're practicing getting that out of the way and deploying. You can never do that too much. You can shoot too much because there's an ammo shortage going on right now. And as long as you're practicing that motion, getting that muscle memory down, you're gonna be set. So that's the first position. Now we're gonna move to the hip. When it comes to the hip, people like most of the time going just behind the hip or on the cheek itself, which there's more tension within the waistband in that area, so it's going to be a tighter fit and it's going to hug your body a little bit more. Now I'm going to turn around for you so you can see as you move back and forth, you can see on the red dot there, and then it sticks out a little bit on the back of the hip. Now if I rotated it back around just a little bit more, it's not going to do that as much. I have found from this position it's harder to deploy, so you're having to reach around and deploy that way, which takes a little bit more effort and just a little bit more time, and if you have to deploy your weapon, every second counts. So that's the hip carry, and that's what we have there. Where I started carrying, just because it was the most comfortable, is actually the small of my back. A couple issues that come up when you're carrying in the small of your back, depending on your gun, if you have an optic on there, whatever. But as I was walking through, I would notice it start to angle inwards, and it would start to slide down, and I was having to readjust it. The other big thing that was an issue is whenever I bent over or I was sitting in the car and getting out, is this. So I really wanted to pick up this leaf, and because I picked up this leaf, now if you look, that shirt has caught on the grip, and this happens all the time when you carry in the small of your back. Like I said, it's super comfortable, and if somebody's looking at you from the front, they're not going to be able to see anything right here because it's in the back. But if you ever forget that it's there, you pick up a leaf because you wanted to, now it's sticking out. And that happens all the time with concealing behind the back. Then on top of that, as far as reaction time, it takes the longest. You're having to do it blindly. It takes longer, and like we said before, every second counts. I stopped carrying there because the appendix position is reasonably comfortable and it's effective when you have to deploy your weapon. I mean, if something's going on, it's right here, and I'm already out and on target. So personally, this is where I carry, whether I have a holster or not. I'm super excited for when my holster gets here because it's gonna make things even more comfortable. But for me, this is the best position, and no matter what position you choose, make sure that it is the most natural for you, so that you can deploy that weapon quickly and efficiently, and so that you also have that comfort and the concealment. Now, we talked about those factors. I used a double stack 45 for this demonstration because it's the biggest and it's going to stick out the most. You will get away with a lot more if you're using a smaller concealed carry gun. Another factor is your body type. So for my body type, all I have to worry about is my garment, getting that out of the way so that I can deploy my weapon. For people that have a gut right here, it's not as easy to conceal comfortably. So for people that are heavier and have that gut there, a lot will choose to go for that hip position because you're still efficient and it's semi-comfortable, and you don't have to worry about always showing every time that you bend down. Whatever you guys choose, make sure that you are practicing getting that garment out of the way. Shooting is important, don't get me wrong, but the biggest hang-up is that garment right there. So make sure that when you practice, you're practicing getting that shirt, jacket, sweater, whatever out of the way, so that when the time comes, or if the time comes, because don't want to wish this on anybody, but if the time comes and you have to deploy your weapon, you want to make sure you are proficient at actually deploying it and getting that garment out of the way. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have questions or comments about your own personal carry choices, put them down below. Let's help each other out and get as much information out into that gun community as possible. You guys are awesome. Y'all have fun, be safe, make good choices. Have a great day.